Presenting you Mission Gaganyaan by Joseph Fidel of Class 8. Going forward. First of all, introduction. Second, objectives. Third, benefits. Fourth, technical features of Gaganyaan system and accessories. Fifth, course of Gaganyaan. I welcome all of you to my presentation. Gaganyaan is an Indian crewed spacecraft that will orbit Earth's lower orbit for at least 7 days at 400 km altitude with 2 or 3 crew on board. It is set to launch in 2022. Two of its unmanned missions have fortunately been a success with its GSLV Mk3 X1 launch vehicles. The crewed vehicle means Gaganyaan the space capsule is planned to be launched on ISRO's GSLV Mk3 launch vehicle. This mission is India's maiden crewed space mission or flight. Crew members are the persons that go aboard the Gaganyaan mission to space and to orbit the Earth for at least 7 days. This is why Gaganyaan is known as a manned mission. 4 astronauts have been shortlisted for the Gaganyaan mission. All 4 astronauts are men, but their identities have not been revealed yet. They are IAF fighter jet air pilots that will be trained in Russia. Their training in Russia is set to begin in January for 11 months, following which they will receive module-specific training in India to cooperate with each other. That is their intention for training in India. The training in Russia is mainly to understand space and how to cooperate with the space gravity, vacuum, and the radiations. The objectives of Gaganyaan mission. It raises the name of our country, India, as one of the space superpower. Through this mission, we, India, will be the 4th country to send humans in a crewed space flight after USA, USSR and China. USSR is mainly Russia or the Soviet Union. Through this mission, in these 7 days, those astronauts who go aboard the Gaganyaan conducts minimum of 10 microgravity experiments during the mission to improve in the following areas: space medicine, sensor development for medical devices, fluid physics, microbiology, monitoring of toxic gases. Conduct experiments on space equipment for its ability to resist the vacuum and radiation conditions. Microgravity experimenting is a rare experiment that takes place. It is such challenging when it is outside land. Doing it in space is very challenging, and India will be another famous country to do microgravity experiments in a crewed spaceflight. The benefits of Gaganyaan. It is likely to inspire a large number of young students to take up science and technology careers. The ISRO space mission generates at least 15,000 jobs across the nation. Gaganyaan will involve participation of the industry, academia and national agencies across the country. Gaganyaan provides a microgravity platform in space for conducting experiments, which is very challenging among the nations of this world. It will enable India as a collaborating partner in future global space exploration if this Gaganyaan becomes a success. Let us pray that it becomes a success. A huge potential for technology spin-offs in medicine, agriculture, industrial safety, pollution, waste management, water and food resource management. It trains human resources in advanced technologies by partnering with many other nations like Russia. Russia is helping India to train. That is a very huge example of the last point. This is Gaganyaan's orbital module structure. The orbital module consists of two parts, the crew module and the service module. The crew module is where the astronauts sit and work. The service module is the part which boosts and gives the energy to the crew module to work. It propels the orbital module forward by propelling its engines and disposing its solar panels to gain energy for their flight. The launch vehicle of Gaganyaan. The launch vehicle of Gaganyaan is nothing but ISRO's GSLV Mk3. It is mainly known as the Bahubali of the space mission. The Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III is also referred to as the Launch Vehicle Mark III. It is a three-stage medium lift launch vehicle developed by the Indian Space Research Organization ISRO. It will be used to carry Gaganyaan, the first crewed mission under Indian human spaceflight program. It also carried the Chandrayaan-2 mission. It is very famous in the space exploration. Gaganyaan spacesuits. Through this also, Russia is cooperating with India. Zvezda, a research and development enterprise of Russia, is manufacturing spacesuits for Indian astronauts who are to be part of the Gaganyaan mission. This is one of the greatest features of this Gaganyaan mission. This is Vyomitra, a humanoid. Vyomitra is a female-looking spacefaring humanoid robot being developed by the Indian Space Research Organization to function on board the Gaganyaan. In this mission, this Vyomitra will be sent with the crew just to make sure they get help and required safety. This was sent in the uncrewed mission just to make sure human survival is possible. The course of Gaganyaan. It is one of the main part of my presentation. Let's see what it is. 16 minutes after liftoff from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, the launch vehicle will inject the spacecraft into an orbit 300 to 400 km above Earth. The launch vehicle will be propelled from Satish Dhawan Space Center, SDSC, at Sriharikota. The launch vehicle GSLV Mk3 will inject the Gaganyaan space capsule to a height or an orbit of 300 to 400 km above Earth's surface. The spacecraft will orbit around Earth for 7 days. During these days, which they will be using microgravity experiments. When ready to land, its service module and solar panels will be disposed of before re-entry. The capsule would return for a parachute splashdown in the Bay of Bengal. When the capsule is ready to land, the service module and the solar panels will be detached from the crew module. The crew module would have parachutes just to lower their speed in the splashdown in the Bay of Bengal. The crew module is equipped with two parachutes for redundancy, while one parachute is good enough for safe splashdown. One parachute is good enough for a safe splashdown in the Bay of Bengal. But in this mission, two parachutes are fitted into the crew module just for safety if the first parachute is not working or being activated. The parachutes would reduce the speed of the crew module from over 200 meters per second to under 11 meters per second at splashdown. This is the working of the parachutes. The fall, which is at 216 meters per second, will be reduced to 11 meters per second. See how the parachutes works. Now, this is about the launch vehicle GSLV Mk3. GSLV Mk3 is a three-stage heavy-lift launch vehicle developed by ISRO. The GSLV is set to launch Gaganyaan, a crewed capsule, in 2020. The first stage of the GSLV Mk3 is the two S-200 solid rocket boosters, which are at its left and right sides. The second stage is the two Vigas engines. The third stage is the one CE-20 engine fitted to the service module. This is stage 1. The two S-200 boosters look like they'd fire along with the central core. They provide all thrust at liftoff. These images show the two S-200 boosters. Stage 2, the Vigas engine, the center engine. During this stage, the two S-200 boosters are detached from the Vigas engine. The Vigas engine operates at 1598 kN. The two engine cluster provides the thrust for the second stage. It ignites just before the SRB operation. Stage 3, CE-20. It powers the third and final stage of the GSLV. Its thrust is 200 kN, which is lesser than the first and second stage. The specific impulse is 443 seconds. The service module with solar power propels module spacecraft. The service module provides propulsion for the orbital maneuvers. It also holds and powers the life support system for the Vyomnauts on board. It powers the power supply by using its solar panels, consuming energy from the sun. The service module gives the boost off for the orbiting. Module spacecraft orbits around Earth for 7 days. This capsule could be used as crew capsule for future space stations and other low Earth orbit operations. Here shown is a space station which is going to get connected to our crew capsule Gaganyaan. The re-entry stage of capsule spacecraft to Earth. In this stage, the service module separates from the capsule. The capsule here meant is the crew module. The re-entry stage, falling to ocean with the help of parachutes. The parachutes are exposed when the crew module enters the Earth's atmosphere. It is dispatched off from the crew module when it splashes into the Bay of Bengal. Here is an overview of all stages. My best wishes to the ISRO Gaganyaan team. Vande Mataram. Thank you all. Bharat Mata ki Jai.